All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 8 of the Goleta Project. This morning, I have a special guest, Mr. Mollkoy, that I'm going to be running with today. Thank you to those who sent in a couple of questions to ask Mr. Mollkoy. Today, we're going to be running down Hollister, Cannon Green area, back to Phelps Road, Pacific Oaks Road, and then all these kind of little roads in between. So he requested about a 4 to 5 mile route. I'm not exactly sure how far it is. I think it's probably going to be close to 5. There's going to be a lot of backtracking today, so we'll see. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining today, and we'll see you out there on the run. All right, here we go. We got day number 8. I have Mr. Mollkoy with me today, so we're going to be going running around kind of the Cannon Green area today. So I got some questions that you guys have submitted that I will ask him.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, we'll spend a little time together. All right, everybody, we'll see you out there. All right, Mr. Mollkoy. Student asks, how come you coach so many sports and which one is your favorite?
Well, my coaching started when I was 25 years old, so that was almost 25 years ago. And I was a wrestler in high school and a wrestler in college, and so I've coached wrestling for a long, long time, and that's why I started coaching at DP. But then Nate Mendoza asked me if I wanted to coach football when I, started teaching here, and I played football, so I've always loved football. That's probably my favorite sport to watch. And I love coaching those guys.
Going out and then down.
Those kids, those athletes are the same kind of athletes that I was, I think, in high school. So, but I also ran track and field. And I love track and field, and I think it's hard for me to say one is my favorite because they're both equally awesome to me. I love working with the track kids and coaching them, and there's so many different type of athletes and students on the track team, so that part I really like.
Good morning.
Yeah, I can't give a favorite, sorry.
That's all right. So I was talking with Mr. Mollkoy, and he was telling me how he did water polo his freshman year, and then he stopped. So I kind of asked him, how come he stopped? And well, this is what he told me.
Well, I got kicked off the team. That's why I stopped. Because I was being a punk. I was not showing respect to the coaches. I was showing up late or missing practice. I was getting into fights in the pool. Water polo can be pretty violent, and I always wanted to mix it up. So I got ejected a few times. But at some point, the coaches were like, it's just not worth it. He's a decent athlete, but he's too much trouble, too much of a headache.
So as a freshman coming in, though, how did that evolve? How did that kind of happen? I mean, Usually freshmen come in kind of timid.
Right, well, I had some seniors that were on the water polo team that lived in my apartment complex, and I think just hanging around them, I developed this attitude of like, I'm too good, even though I wasn't. But, so, I kind of let those guys influence the way I talked to the coaches and the way I acted, and my dedication and commitment, and ultimately it just ended badly, and I feel like things happen for a reason and purpose, and that led me to a friend of mine who was on the wrestling team said, hey, you should come out for wrestling. Well, that's the whole ball game right there, because I ended up going to the state wrestling meet twice. I won my senior year, and I had a couple scholarship offers, so I was able to get my education paid for. So in the long term, it was great. So I feel lucky, I feel blessed.
All right, Mr. Mollkoy. Last student question was, they know that you've had sons come through DP. Has that been weird for you or them? And since you're pretty involved, do you ever feel guilty about the time it takes away from your own kids, basically dedicating a lot of time to other people's kids?
Well, it hasn't been awkward for me to have my sons at school, but you'd have to ask them. I seem to have a pretty good relationship with my students, and so, I think most students like me and like the wood shop, and so I think that, that made it a little easier for the boys because, people already knew my last name because I was a teacher there, and so maybe a little bit easier for them to transition. As far as hanging out with the family, that's always a struggle, always hard to find balance, I have taken off years of coaching because I wanted to and needed to spend time with my family. So that's how I balanced this morning.
All right, Mr. Mollkoy and I are getting close to the end. I was shooting for 4 to 5 miles, but it's already been 6.2, so I took him a little farther than I said I would, but he's been a good trooper about it. So, Mr. Mollkoy, what are some maybe positive things that you think have come out of this whole thing that we've been dealing with?
With COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think increased family time for sure has been good.
We're going back out.
It's been good to spend more time with family. It's forced me to reevaluate my teaching too, and improve my practices, so that's been good too. It's been challenging, but definitely a positive thing. So those are the two main ones, I think.
All right, Mr. Mollkoy and I are all done. We survived.
Brutal. Mr. Choi is rough.
All right, any last things you just like to say to the kids, or?
Hey, Coach Choi and I, we miss you guys. We love you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Stay safe, stay healthy, and obviously if you need something, reach out to somebody who you're close to at campus. Reach out. All right?
Right on, Mr. Mollkoy. Thanks for coming out today.
See you guys.
All right, big shout out today to Mr. Mollkoy. Thank you for running with us today. He was a really good sport. He wanted to run about 4 to 5 miles. It ended up being 6.66 miles. Kind of an odd stopping number, but that's the way it worked out. So you can see the stats out here on Strava. There's the pattern that we run today. It looks almost like a little fishbone pattern there. So far, we've got this section done right here. So that turns out to be almost about 9.5 hours of running, total distance of about close to 60 miles. And so originally I'd said maybe this was going to be like 300 miles. It's still kind of tough to tell. Maybe 200, maybe a little bit more than that. I don't know. We'll see. So anyways, thanks again to Mr. Mollkoy. Tomorrow I'll be running with Mr. Allers. So get those questions in for Mr. Allers so I can ask him those tomorrow. My apologies to Mr. Mollkoy. One of the questions I asked him didn't make it into the video because for whatever reason, I wasn't recording. So sorry about that. But I appreciate your time out there today. It was a lot of fun. And thanks for coming out. So we have some other special guests coming up in the future as well. So keep those comments, suggestions coming in. Anybody you want me to ask to run. And yeah, we'll work on it. All right, everybody. Hope you are all well. Hope you are being safe. You're staying social distance, and I will see you out there. Take care.